Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, June 13th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am the change in this revolution evolution. And when I looked at today's astro, the song Don't Let Me Down by the Chainsmokers is what popped into my head. And it makes sense as we have Venus working with Saturn. Venus is an inconjunct with Saturn. And Venus can represent relationships, especially when Venus is in Leo. Venus in Leo is bringing on the love energy, but Venus in Leo wants romance and all of that. Like all of that love drama. Venus in Leo is all about that. Bring that on. And yet, with an inconjunct with Saturn, Saturn's like, hey, relationships are karmic and bring a lot of lessons. And it's not always fun, right? Not always enjoyable. Now, this isn't just romantic lessons or romantic karma. Or romantic relationships for that matter. This is all relationships right now that are bringing up some karmic disclosure. It's a fun word right now, right? In the inconjunct, Venus does not necessarily know how to work with Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is like, hey, this is from 1,500 lifetimes ago, and you stole this guy's frog. So this is how we're completing this energy. Who knows? Who knows where these things come from? But just keep that in mind as we move through the day. Now, it's interesting because both Venus and Saturn are heading back. They're heading into retrogrades. I don't believe that they're going to come into connection again. And so this is potent. Dig into this, and if you're feeling that don't let me down, that might be part of the karma. And so as gracefully as you can, see where you can let go of any of the angst coming up and moving through. I believe that there is such a choreographed unfolding where we are mending the karma, so to speak, between all of us at all times. So days like this, which probably came up a little bit on Monday, it's supporting this mending, even if it's challenging. Speaking of challenging, the moon in Aries will square Pluto before moving into Taurus. So that may have you just wanting to be in a hole and be like, I'm not peopling, don't want to be there, don't want to see anyone, don't want to talk to anyone. Remember that Pluto is meant to empower, but this energy may feel angsty, and you may not exactly know how to get it out. So just keep that in mind. This may be how you're feeling. If you're feeling that way in the morning, between that Venus karmic energy and this kind of a power struggle between the moon and Pluto is what it's feeling like in this square. And yet, remembering that you have the power will be helpful and important. So, moon moving into Taurus at 11:31 a.m. Just to give you a clarification, the moon will square Pluto at 11:27 a.m. Pacific time, and then move into Taurus at 11:31 a.m. So that's how barely Capricorn or Pluto is in Capricorn. The moon and Jupiter are then going to light each other up in the evening. Moon's also going to pass over the nodes slightly before that. And so this is a call to pleasure. So if you had, this kind of day where you're feeling, it's not necessarily about guilt, but just in your head and just stressed out about the stuff, carrying too much baggage from the day, I like that we move into this Taurus energy. It's some grounding energy to support with all the Gemini. So many people that I talked to today were just feeling out of sorts from this strong Gemini energy, feeling very electrified and twitchy, myself included. But we're moving into moving into some better energy. Now, while the moon moving into Taurus is going into the dark of the moon, this is a call, especially as it aligns with Jupiter and it aligns with the North Node, to align with our pleasures, to align with goodness, to keep that channel open, keep that energy, that abundance flowing, as it will support all of the rest of these energies. I do have the postponement card, which feels connected to that. You know, sometimes we get so set, oh, I'll be happy when, or I can't wait for that thing. That's the thing that's going to make my life better. And a lot of times that can keep us so trapped in that energy of postponement. Yes, look to the future, look to the good that you're wanting to create, but don't forget to see the good, to experience the magic, to experience the abundance that you have going on here in that present moment as I throw my cards. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.